Hi, welcome to the free virtual assistant training where you will learn usable skills in the VA industry to help you jumpstart your VA career. This is the first module in our training where you will learn the basics as a VA. My name is Desiree and I will be your coach throughout this entire training. We will continue understanding the basics in the VA industry. In the previous lesson, we have learned what niche means and the different VA niches. So in the fifth lesson of this module, we will discuss the requirements that you need to prepare as a VA, specifically in the internet requirements. So the first important requirement you need to acquire when starting as a VA is a fast and reliable internet connection. But if you're a Filipino VA such as myself, we all know that no internet service is perfect here in our country. So in the next few slides, we will understand and we will discuss what we can do in case of internet loss. Let's first discuss what is the minimum internet speed requirement for you as a VA. You need somewhere from 5 to 10 Mbps or megabytes per second of download and upload speed. This is your internet bandwidth. Again, 5 to 10 Mbps is just the minimum bandwidth required. Sending a screenshot of your internet speed test result is sometimes even a requirement when submitting your application. Let me show you how you can determine your download and upload speed and how you can get the results to send during your application, and we will use speedtest.net for the internet test.
Let me show you how. By Googling either speed test or speed test UCLA, you will be shown these results. Let's go to this speed test by UCLA and you will be redirected to this page. Just click on the go button. It will show in here your internet service provider and your IP address. It will run two different speed tests, one for the download and one for the upload test. This is now my download speed, which is 49.90 Mbps, almost 50 Mbps. And the upload speed is 55.8 Mbps. So for you to share this to your employer, you can click this button right here, which is to get the link of your speed test result. So if I get this web link, this is what your employer will see. They will see a snapshot of your result from the speed test website. If you get the image link, they will be redirected to this page, which is basically just the screenshot of your speed test result.
So let me be clear again that 5 to 10 Mbps is just the minimum bandwidth for internet requirements, and different VA roles might require different internet bandwidth, so it will all depend. Anyways, the employer or the recruiting agent will post their requirements for you to review before applying, and this will include the internet details. Let's take a look at a few examples. I got this job post screenshot in the Upwork Pilipinas Freelancers 2 page. So in this case, the job poster is looking for an SEO VA, and in the job post is a quick description of their company and their requirements, which includes the minimum internet bandwidth requirement of at least 10 Mbps. You can pause this to read the entire job post, but encircled there you will see that they require at least 10 Mbps internet connection. Another job post taken from the same Facebook page at Upwork Pilipinas Freelancers 2. In this example, this is a very long job post for a real estate VA, and I only took a screenshot of the requirements, and as you can see, all the requirements they need are listed, and for our example for the internet, they need 15 to 25 Mbps of internet bandwidth for you to qualify and be able to apply. Remember, a VA works online. The internet is literally the only thing connecting you to your employer. You need to prioritize getting a fast and reliable internet connection. In my case, as an example, I used to live in Buhangin area here in Davao City, and the better internet service provider then was PLDT. So we got the connection, but when we moved to the outskirt part of the city, PLDT was not available as said by them. They said that the connection is not available in our new area, and the best option we had was Globe, so we had to switch providers. You have to check in your area to see what internet service provider works best. So similar to my situation, I had to canvas to look for the better internet service provider that can cater our new location. So if this is the scenario with you as well, You have to make sure also that you're looking for the best internet service provider that has better connection in your area. So you may notice that some VA job posts will require you to specifically have a wired connection. Going back into this example, the internet speed required is 15 to 25 Mbps, but they also need a wired connection. This means that you need to connect your computer to an Ethernet cable like this. This is an Ethernet cable. One end of this cable will go to your PC or to your laptop like this. So you have to insert that Ethernet cable to your computer, and another one will go to the Ethernet port in your router, and it should look like this. So just one of those wires is the Ethernet cable. A wired connection might be added to the job requirement as a VA for roles that need critical, continuous, and uninterrupted internet connection. So for example, if you're talking over the phone, you're talking to your client. You have to talk seamlessly. You can't be choppy. You can't keep dropping in and out because there's a person on the other end of the line. You're talking to the client, so you're at risk of disconnecting if you don't have a wired connection. So that's why wired connections are preferred and required by some companies. Wired connection provides a more stable internet connectivity than wireless connection. But if you're working non-voice, you don't need to call someone for you to fulfill your role, such as the lessons in our training where it's less or minimal in talking on the phone. It's okay to work wireless as long as your internet connection is stable, or at least you don't have prolonged internet outages. Speaking of outages, what are the next steps you should do when your main ISP or internet service provider lost connection? Or what are the next steps you need to prepare to address future internet loss or interruption? A lot of online employees, including VAs, have two internet service providers at home. Say the best ISP in your area is Globe, and the second best is PLDT. What usually is the setup is that Globe will be the main internet connection for work. This means that other devices at home cannot connect to this network because it's only dedicated for work. So no other devices will compete for the connection. Other household members will be connected to the second ISP at home, which in our example is PLDT. Their smartphones and your smart TV and all other devices will be connected to PLDT. Again, this is so Globe will be used for work only. Now, in case of Globe outages, your main work ISP is not working. So you can use PLDT to connect and continue working. If PLDT has no connection, then that's no problem because your main work ISP is Globe and you're not affected. You can still continue working. But what happens if the two ISPs lost connection at the same time? Or say you have power outages, both PLDT and Globe routers cannot work because you have no power supply, you have no generator whatsoever. To keep working at home, online service providers and VAs have mobile data ready so they can continue with work. They subscribe to certain plans, so in case of internet outage not affecting mobile data services, they can continue to work using their data business as usual. Another option that VAs take if all their services at home are down and mobile data services becomes too expensive, especially for prolonged outages like days or weeks with no internet, they go to a co-working space. These spaces are made specifically for their target customers who are like online service providers, VAs, and students, so they offer high-speed internet services with backup ISPs, charging stations with backup generators, comfortable workstations, air-conditioned areas, noise-free environment, and even free tea and coffee. In this example, this is the Regis co-working space in Felcris Centrale. You have to pay, of course, for availing their services. So if your ISPs are down and you really need to work, you can go to a co-working space like this. But if you can't afford to pay yet for co-working spaces like this, what some VAs do is they go to coffee shops with free internet. The pros for this is that you need to pay for just coffee, you just need to purchase any of their products so you can stay and get connected to their internet. The cons is that it will be noisy with other people chatting in the shop or people coming in and out or just the busy street outside. So if you're a person who easily gets distracted and you can't work on a noisy environment, then this might not be an option for you. Another place a VA can go to are restaurants or cafes with free internet. Same as coffee shops, the pros are you only need to pay or to purchase food or beverage in this restaurant, and you can stay and get connected to their internet and continue with your work. The cons is that it will still be noisy with other people chatting in the restaurant or people coming in and out. If it's especially a busy restaurant, there will be a lot of people and you may be asked to leave if you've stayed for too long and there are a lot of people waiting for your table. So if you have nowhere else to go, you can always go to your friends or family's house. You should ask them first if they have working internet and politely ask if you can stay and work for some time while your ISP is getting sorted out. It is really costly to pay for 2 internet service connections plus a mobile data plan, or even to go to a co-working space to get connected for work, and going to coffee shops or a restaurant to get connected, you still need to cash out. But you have to remember that internet is a necessary investment if you want to work in a digital space. Internet is the only way for you to get connected to your online employer. So as I mentioned, paying for these internet services are necessary investments. There are a lot of other financial wins that comes along being a virtual assistant anyway, so you won't even feel the weight of paying for 2 internet services. So just keep that in mind. Alrighty, that is all for our VA requirement lesson for internet. Our next lesson, in lesson 6, we will discuss VA requirements, specifically the hardware requirements. Alright, if you think that this is helpful for you to start your career as a VA, we have an official training program portal for free to guide you through the training. It will be a more organized portal which will include training documents and resources necessary, and some quizzes and assessments will also be available only in the training portal. So check out the link in the description box below to sign up. Let's get connected. All of our socials are at Task Delegates, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Task Delegates. Please help us in growing our socials. That'll be all. Again, the next lesson will be VA requirements, specifically the hardware requirements. I'm happy to see you here and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!